Hello everyone, and welcome back. Do you suspect your mental health is falling apart? Check out for these signs. Mental illness takes many forms, including depression, anxiety disorder, bipolar disorder, and schizophrenia. It's common, and there's no simple test to tell whether or not you or someone you know has a mental illness. Often, you or other people around you will notice small changes in how you act, at least before the symptoms seriously start affecting you. You can identify the telltale signs that somebody you know or love is dealing with a mental health issue. This way, you can keep them and yourself safe. Usually, when there's a mental health issue, it doesn't only exhibit itself in a single change, but in a combination of changes. In this video, I will be sharing with you some signs if you notice in yourself or anyone you know that may indicate mental illness. If you are new here, consider subscribing. Click on the notification button so you never miss a single video. And do comment. Signs that you or someone you know may be dealing with a mental illness. Number 1. Sleeping problems. We generally need 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night. When there is a persisting change in your sleeping pattern, it could indicate a symptom of a mental illness. For example, insomnia could be a sign of anxiety or substance abuse. Sleeping too much or too little could indicate depression or a sleeping disorder. Experts agree that you're emotionally distressed if you're sleeping more than usual or less than usual. If you can't even fall asleep, or you wake up only after a few hours and then can't go back to sleep, then you're definitely emotionally distressed. Number 2. Dramatic weight fluctuations and changes in eating patterns. A lot of people would love to lose weight. However, when your weight continues to fluctuate or you experience rapid weight loss, it could be one of the warning signs of a mental illness. This warning sign may be related to depression or an eating disorder. Of course, other mental health issues can affect your appetite and weight as well. If you find yourself gaining weight or losing a significant amount of your weight without any changes in your diet or exercise regimen, it may indicate a mental health issue. If you find yourself always thinking about food or repulsed by the thought of eating, some experts have admitted that it is an indication of emotional distress. When you're always concerned with food, weight, and your body image, it is a sign that a certain eating disorder is cutting off energy from other areas of your life. Number 3. Difficulty managing anger or controlling your temper. According to Amy Kalijian, EDRN, adjunct professor of psychology at Fordham University in New York City, according to Amy Kalijian, in quotes, not being able to control your anger is a sign of inability to manage feelings, and this is one symptom that has the biggest impact on other people. Children and women especially are affected. People who have anger management problems do not recognize the symptoms because they feel fine when they are by themselves. This is something that only comes into play in relation to another person. So it's easy to blame the other person for what is really your symptom. We all have different moods. However, when there are certain changes in mood, such as extreme distress or anger, this can be a symptom of mental illness. Mental illness can start with less obvious changes to a person's feelings, thinking, and behavior. When the changes become significant or noticeable, it could be a sign that they have or are developing a mental health issue. Number 4. Compulsive or obsessive behaviors. According to experts, obsessions are repetitive thoughts which resemble worry and are accompanied by anxiety. Compulsions are behavioral acts designed to eliminate the obsessions. If you feel a constant compulsion to do something, like clean up a table, or you're overly obsessive about washing your feet or hand for no serious reasons, it may be a sign of mental health issues. Scientifically, you're emotionally distressed if you catch yourself constantly worrying about something, or worrying that something terrible is going to happen. That's another sign to watch out for. If you are constantly obsessing over things being in perfect order before you leave your home, such that it takes you longer hours to leave home because you're rearranging for no logical reason, you may be dealing with anxiety in your life. Or if your mind is overwhelmed with obsession and your day is overloaded with compulsions, that is a sign that your life will be hijacked by anxiety and activities that are not productive. If this is the case, then you probably have a mental illness. Number 5. Chronic fatigue, tiredness, and lack of energy. Your body cannot always work magic when it is overloaded emotionally and it cannot seem to take it any longer. It starts to turn itself off until it shuts down. This will show itself in fatigue, tiredness, and lack of energy. Also, when you find yourself feeling too tired or fatigued and lacking the energy to do even the things you used to enjoy, that's a sign of chronic fatigue, which means you probably have a mental illness. Being emotionally drained is never a good thing. However, if a visit to the doctor shows that you're perfectly alright, then it may be a sign of emotional distress and depression. That's still not a good thing, but at least you know it's nothing too serious. Number 6. Memory problems. You may be experiencing mental health issues if you find that it's harder for you to concentrate, recall information, analyze problems, or even speak out your own thoughts. Most people who suffer from mental health issues show signs of impaired cognitive functioning. This can happen if you have so much to deal with mentally, physically, or emotionally, and you're not allowing yourself the time required to rest. When you don't rest, your mind will be preoccupied. This is not such a good thing. If you don't give yourself time required to rest your mind and do the things you enjoy, you will regularly be stressed. You will then experience what is popularly known as brain fog. Lots of things can temporarily interfere with your memory, from the hormonal changes of menopause, if you're a woman, to a preoccupation with a work problem, which can happen to either sex, down to the lack of sleep. But it can also be caused by stress, a reaction to a traumatic event, or sometimes an illness such as Alzheimer's disease. How do you know the difference? You need a physical examination first and foremost, says Kalajian. If everything checks out okay, she says, then anxiety, depression, or sometimes an unrecognized reaction to a traumatic event that you are yet to deal with may be behind your forgetfulness. Either ways, a check in the hospital is well recommended. Number 7. Shunning social activities. Did you love to go to the movies with your friends, but now you don't? Do you seem fine at work, but the minute you're home, you jump into bed and just veg out? Are you turning down invitations because you simply feel better when you stay at home? Experts say all can be signs that your emotions may be getting the best of you. Any significant change in social behavior for a significant amount of time could indicate a stress overload or other emotional issues may be at work. Aronowitz adds that if phobias or fears of certain places or events are keeping you from doing what you want, then anxiety may be looming large in your life. This has been a video on signs that you may be facing mental illness. If you enjoyed this video, do consider subscribing, and we do hope you found this helpful. Thank you for watching. See you next time.